we live now. Okay. Ooh.
Oh, shit. Oh. Oh, I just. Oh, shit.
Well, it's easier to be a parent this morning. It's easier to be a dad. It's easier to tell your kids character matters. It matters. Telling the truth matters. Being a good person matters. And it's easier for a whole lot of people. If you're Muslim in this country, you don't have to worry if the president doesn't want you here. If you're an immigrant, you don't have to worry if the president's going to be happy to have babies snatched away or send dreamers
That's why
back for no reason. This is vindication for a lot of people who have really suffered. And you spent so much of your life energy just trying to hold it together. And this is a big deal for us just to be able to get some peace and have a chance for a reset. And the character of the country matters. And being a good man matters. You know, I just want my sons to look at this. Look at this. You know, it's easy to do it the cheap way and get away with stuff, but it comes back around.
For their trust and confidence. Got a lot of thanks to give out here. First and foremost to my perfect wife.
So, man.
That sounds like some great music.
It's hard to forget those eyes.
How much?
There's a science behind that shit. Get right here in my midsection. That's it.
They got blood on it, bro.
It's so crazy. They think this nigga ain't gonna bring the tip? That's the least in your world. Look at that nigga.
You ain't going nowhere.
Uh-oh.
He can't hold me.
So, man.
Just coming home from a 20-year sentence because of Joe Biden and that bullshit bill that him and Hillary put forth.
Another thing about how perspectives change over time. Bobby Rush, member of Congress, said the other day, "I'm ashamed that I voted for the '94 crime bill." You ashamed of that bill?
Not at all. In fact, I drafted the bill as a review.
I know that.
Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes. because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now, not out of a liberal instinct for love, brother, and humanity, although I think that's a good instinct, but for simple, pragmatic reasons. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society.
Mass incarceration has put hundreds of thousands behind bars for minor offenses.
That's one of them seasons.
Joe Biden wrote those laws.
Every major crime bill that's come out of this Congress has had the name Joe Biden on that bill. We do everything but hang people for jaywalking.
Joe Biden's policies destroying millions of black lives. Joe Biden may not remember, but we do.
That's
Trump, if you don't
Here they
figure
go.
out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black. Yeah, you look at my record, man. When I marched in the civil rights movement, I marched with tens of thousands of others.
He had not actually marched during the civil rights movement and kept telling the story anyway.
I come out in the civil rights movement. I was one of those guys that sat in and marched and all that stuff. His age went back and said, look, he was in office marching for the idea. That's not the word marching. He's not out marching. If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black, they're going to put you all back in chains. You ain't black. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. You ain't black. You ain't black. You ain't black.
Can you get that?
Joe Bento,
Let that sink in, man.
And you ain't out marching. If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black, they're gonna put you all back in chains.
fuck you ain't making
Poor
talk like
kids are
that.
just
See,
as
that's
bright and
what
just as
sick.
talented as white kids. You ain't black. You ain't black. You ain't black. You ain't black. The most racist thing a person can tell me is
Run it back.
something.
You see that?
Whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black, they're gonna put you all back in chains. And you ain't black. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. You ain't black. You ain't black. You ain't black. You ain't black. The most racist thing a person can tell me is that I'm supposed to choose something based on my race. You ain't black.
Why you say it like that? What is
Look
it?
at this thing.
This
End game.
Oh, yeah,
It is
yeah,
the end
yeah,
game.
it is the end game.
It's faggot with his chin
It's
strap.
more of
here,
the
man.
start of you niggas ending,
I hate
man.
that nigga.
Yeah.
I think that's dangerous.
All right, shalom, shalom. We the brothers of Great Millstone Church in Birmingham, Alabama. And as always, want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Yeah, in the ancient Hebrew tongue, that would be the correct name of the Heavenly Father, the beloved Son, and the Holy Spirit. Also, I'd like to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers out there laboring in His work. And as always, you believers, the Akim as well as the Aqua that subscribe to this truth as well. So, yep, we back once again. This will be the 24th installment of As Foretold in the Scriptures, an ongoing series. Spirit allowed us to touch on, things that's written and foretold in the Scriptures that's playing out right before your eyes. And right now, we're in interesting time. We're in beautiful times, man. All right? Yahweh Shema Shah is showing his power, through his word. And this is a marvelous work. And the fact that, not for the masses of you people. I'm speaking concerning those amongst you individuals who have been called into this marvelous light. But as we read these sayings and we filter current events through them, you see that the Lord, he pretty much put this thing together beautifully, man. And as we are now in this very time, this moment, this second, the Lord has strategically, set things up and everything is in play. Right now, man, it's a couple of prophecies. What maybe the mandate of the mark of the beast, the chip, and really the destruction, man. The time of Jacob's trouble. That's a gimme. Or for all you guys out there who don't teach the idea of Jacob's trouble, then you got some explaining to do, man. All right, because as it were, this guy Biden, his first business of order is to send forth the task force concerning the coronavirus, man. All right, so things is happening. Oh, matter of fact, can you get that information we got and start off in Isaiah the 30th chapter while you pulling it up? Give me that information that we was going into. Somebody give me Isaiah 30 and 1, Baba Shah.
Isaiah 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with the covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Right. It says woe unto the who?
Rebellious children.
Woe unto the rebellious children.
Yep, the rebellious children, which will be none other than so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are considered the rebellion that comes up against Yahweh Shema Shah. Why? Because you was the one that was given the laws, man. You was given the commands of Yahweh Shema Shah. So in order for you to rebel, that means you was expected. You had a certain expectation to carry out the commandments of Yahweh Shema Shah.
You was in the correct order.
Yeah.
At one time.
Yeah. You was given the laws.
Yep, you were given the law. Yeah.
So now you held accountable, man. You can't resist against nothing that you haven't laid hold on. The laws was connected and attached to you. Right? Go ahead.
It says, saith the Lord, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with the covering but not of my spirit.
Right. Our people, they go to the so-called white man for relief. That's what it means when they say take a covering but not of my spirit. Hey, you heard somebody say, take cover. Yeah. But that's what the Lord's saying here, man. Yeah. Right? You looking for refuge outside of Yahweh Shema Shah. And you see it, man. Jake, they was celebrating over this guy Biden. We had the compilation video where you had Sierra, the singer, and what's the broad from Martin?
Pam.
Yeah.
No, the other one. Nappy Neck.
Pam,
man.
Yeah. Tanisha Harlem.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, they celebrating Biden, going to the Oval Office as if they're gonna be delivered, man. See, that's a form of taking a covering, but not of the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. Go ahead,
God, that they may add sin to sin.
Yeah, and you add sin to sin. And that's actually reincarnation right there. That's why the scripture speaks about Israel being laden with sin. With each generation you come back, you add sin to sin. So here it is. We're in the latter days, the time where the Lord has prepared to pour forth his fury and judgment upon the inhabitants of the planet. And guess who's going to feel the brunt of it? Israel, man. Do not the scriptures coin this time as the time of Jacob's trouble? That coincides with Daniel the 12th chapter, man. Where it tells you how this time cannot be rivaled with any other time. And the time of trouble has not been seen since there was a nation, even to this very day, man.
That's it.
See? Go ahead.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
Back him up. This is on Isaiah 28:15. Because you had said we had made a covenant with death.
Yeah, you made a covenant. Oh, who is death? Who is death? Who is death, man? Get Genesis the 27th chapter. Get Ezekiel the 35th chapter. Let's find out who is death. Because there's an entity that pushed death. All right, you have wicked acts, right? Oh, which I saw the brother. I believe it was the elder brother. It was the elder brother sent me the video. He sent me the message today. The brother Hawad in North Carolina. We had a nigga to lose in Chicago. His old lady didn't make him breakfast. He killed this old lady, her mama, and her sister, all in one sweep. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, that's the time we're in.
That's creative for vengeance.
See that?
Damn.
That's bad.
Go ahead, up. Come on.
Go back in Isaiah 28:15. Because you have said we have made a covenant with death.
Right, so death, that's the spirit that's on the planet Earth, man. And why is that? Because you have death itself ruling. But the reason why you have wicked acts, which I just mentioned with the guy from Chicago, because you have the wicked in power. There's a source of vibration that's on the planet Earth because of the rulers. Oh, you know, they go to Sirach, the 10th chapter. As the leader of the people, so are the people. So that's why, for an example, you have the vibration of homosexuality on the planet Earth, because the homo is in power. Damn, and you got to watch what you say now, man. You got to really watch what you say too, because these devils, they watching, man. But you know, the driving force behind the wickedness that you see on the planet Earth, there's a source. This is not random, man. See? Go ahead. So who is? Hey, death is actually an entity, man. But there's a counterpart here on planet Earth that pushed forth that death. See, go ahead, up.
Reading on Isaiah 28:15.
Start from the top.
Okay. Isaiah 28:15 again. Because you have said we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. And when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us.
Yeah, that's what y'all believe. By siding with the so-called white man, somehow you're going to find favor in this man's eye, man. But pursuant to, what's that, Jeremiah 13, is it? 23 and 13, it tells you this man cannot be a real dictator, man. Okay, the so-called white man is compared to the spots of a leopard. You can't change those spots, neither the skin of the Ethiopian. And the scriptures say, he that is accustomed to doing evil cannot do good, man. So it doesn't matter how many pacts you make with this man, an agreement, you know, you come up with a covenant. That's not going to in no wise cancel out who Esau is, man. He's the sword. And by nature, he's designed to come up against the Israelites. That's in the law, man. That's in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter in the 49th and 50th verse. When the Lord framed the curses by saying, I'm going to send forth the eagle, a nation that's swift as the eagle, man. You know? Whose countenance you should not know, and who's not going to regard the old or the young, man. Go ahead, up.
Reading on Isaiah 28:15. Well, we have made lies our refuge.
Yeah, you made lies your refuge. That's why you see Jake celebrating as if they accomplished something, man, because Biden got in office, man. You actually trust in lies. You made lies your refuge. See? Go ahead.
Well, we have made lies our refuge. And under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
Yeah, you're hiding yourself under falsehood. To hide yourself means to have a covering. All right. So you got two extremes you're dealing with here. You got those who have made the so-called white man their covered, their refuge. Then you have the elect of the nation of Israel who have made Yahweh Shai our refuge, man. That house, that covering. Okay. And who's going to stand in the day of battle? Give me Isaiah 13 up. And 15. You got more over here?
I got precept.
You have more? I'm on?
No,
all right, go ahead.
Yeah, it's Jeremiah 8:3. It says, and death shall be chosen rather than life.
Woo! And death is, and that's what happened. Hey, and I'm gonna say this. You know that the results came out on the Shabbat, man, on the Sabbath. And that's the spirit, just a week prior, the spirit got on us to speak about that. How all these different holidays is falling on the Sabbath. And that's going back years. Christmas, New Year's Eve, all these different holidays fell on the Sabbath, man. So the selection, because it wasn't an election, But the announcement of that selection of Joe Biden being in the Oval Office, that goes back to it fell on the Sabbath, man. But that was the Lord having that day for you to choose. It was a moment where you could have chose life or death, man. Matter of fact, hold that on deck. Go ahead, up.
Jeremiah 8:3, and death should be chosen rather than life, but all the residue of them that remain.
And creepy Joe is death. You thought Trump, see the Lord in heaven, man. Although, you know, we know you have to take a step back, you got to let things play out, right? Because hey, this guy can get assassinated, anything can happen. Right? Trump still in office technically. Trump can hunker down in the Oval Office. He can pass a martial law, state of emergency, right? But as it were, this guy Biden, he kind of slipped through the cracks. You know, we were just kind of playing him. But hey, the opening clip should give you a vivid illustration of this nigga, man. This sicko, man. So you mean to tell me that guy ain't ready to say, hey, look, the chip is mandated. This nigga can't even control himself caressing little girl's head and shit, smelling their hair. You chose your king, man. But we understand that this is all an effort to fulfill prophecy, man. See, a lot of you guys out there, hey, it wasn't 2 weeks ago. It wasn't 14 days ago. You had niggas talking about that the time of Jacob's trouble wasn't valid. Now all of a sudden the Lord show you that it's a possibility now. Even though we already know it. See? But now you got to really think now before you say that the time of Jacob's trouble isn't a possibility or a reality. Because this nigga is responsible for locking up millions of Jakes. Oh, and his running mate,
twice as much.
Twice as much. She go back to the DA.
Oh, man.
In LA, right?
Yeah. California, man.
How many niggas locked up there? She was signing off on that shit. That's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. We about to go into a very dark time. Oh, and Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter make a whole lot of sense, man. Now, because the Lord spoke as the leaders of the people are. So the Lord have set up these cruel, and they got it out for Jake, man. And they records show that. If you could look up what her name, Kamala. She signed off on thousands and thousands of Jakes going to the penitentiary. She was a DA, man. Go ahead, up.
Jeremiah 8:3. It says, and death should be chosen rather than life, but all the residue of them that remain of this evil family, which remain in all the places where I have driven them, said the Lord of hosts.
Right. So you chose death over life. And see, we don't marvel at that. We're not surprised. When you go back into the records, we can read where they chose Barabbas. Was not Barabbas a murderer and a robber? They chose him over Yahushua. Yahushua's life, right? Did not Yahushua say in St. John the 6th chapter that he had the words of life? They chose Barabbas over him. Then they said we have no king but Caesar. See, we don't marvel at this. And see, that proves that you're the Israelites, man. You following suit. Everything is going according to plan. Everything is right on schedule. You resisting and rebellion like you always have done. All right? Come on, I already know that. I already see it. Hey, and the corner of my eye, I got the scriptures. You know what I mean? You bring the scriptures up. Yeah, you got to. That's how you got to lift up your sword. You got war, man. He saw her. You can't be bashful. Yeah, what? You got to precept you in the back. No, you got to lift up the sword, man. No, I'm doing the corner of my eye. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Deuteronomy 30 and 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
Everything recorded, man. Oh, they do that in court. You know, you had a girl over there typing everything that go on in court, man. The Lord have recorded this day against you, man. And don't think because this is framed as the end that, no, this is really the beginning. The Lord has set his sights on Israel, man. You know? Not everything is recorded. You chose your refuge. See, you can see we at the time the Lord about to draw back that word. Lord about to bring the drama now, man. Go ahead, read it again.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life.
Yeah, that's it, man. The Lord said, it says set before you this day. That's not just reserved to that day. That was reserved to the day where anytime the Lord, which is every day. That's it. All right, let's just call it every day, life and death is set before you. because pursuant to what's that? It's that Isaiah 62:6, where it say, "I have set up watchmen." Is that?
Yeah.
Where the scriptures say that we will not hold our peace night or day, man. So every day life is before you. In fact, the Lord is flooding you. You have been overwhelmed. The floodgates is over, man, concerning His word going forth. But you chose death. Then you physically chose it. You got a nigga walking around with "I voted." You thumbing your nose up at your how about smell outside. Go ahead, huh?
It said, "Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live."
Ooh, and that seed is regarding the time that we in right now, man. All right, come on.
Got some.
Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Proverbs 2, and I'm going to start at verse 18. It says, "For her house inclines unto death,
Yeah.
and her paths unto the dead."
Right. What her is that talking about? That's talking about America. And the policies that's set up. See, there's a certain vibration that comes with America, man. That's why the scriptures encourage us to detach from America. You got to unplug from out of this place. It's an energy that comes with being in America. See, we don't trust in America, man. Why? Because we understand perfectly well that her past leads to death. Go ahead,
It says, "None that goes."
Hey, is it not written that America is going to be destroyed in a thorough Holocaust? Or it's going to be a famine here, it's going to be all hell to break loose? That's because we know the ends of our path. The Lord has showed us the way America ends, the road to America end. Go ahead,
It says, "None that goeth unto her return again, neither take they hold of the paths of life."
Mm-hmm. And what's the path of life? This truth. So meaning when you subscribe to America, then by default, you are now disqualified from laying hold to the path that lead to life. Hey, if you're an American, there's no way you'll be able to come into this. If you're just an American. Come on, man. By default, you cancel out from coming into this, man. You have more of that?
Oh, that was it.
All right, come on. You had something? Y'all had something out there? Okay, that was it. Y'all ain't got enough to go back to Isaiah 30?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Book of Isaiah,
Oh, yeah.
chapter 30. Start at 2, start at 1.
Start at 1, huh?
Okay. Isaiah 31, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me."
Right, so you take counsel, but not of Yahweh Smell Shot. Proving that the Lord would present His word to you. That was the day. When you waiting on the truth, man? After 4 years of Biden and then another nigga. No, man. You can see, man, that if you have eyes to see, you can see that this is going to lead to nothing, man. This is not as if this is the reset button. No, not for America, man. This is only going to be the bridge to that decline, that sharp decline. So when are you waiting on the truth? This is the time where the Lord gave you the counsel, man. So that prophecy is talking about now.
That's it.
When else is that talking about? Yeah. This is the time when you got media outlets, alternative media. We speaking to people all throughout the world right now, you know, in most cases. So is it another time we wait up? No, man, this is the time. This is the perfect time, man, for the Lord to send for Matthew the 24th chapter to be fulfilled, for an example. This gospel shall be preached throughout the world. Then the end shall come. See, go ahead.
God says that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt.
Yeah, you're going down to the poles. You walk to go down to Egypt. Which, hey, think about that, man.
Yeah.
See, that's why you got to really, the scriptures tells you to retain these words, to keep these words. When you hear that word Egypt, your spiritual antennas should rise. You should think about ancient Egypt. What was the overtone of ancient Egypt? You was in captivity, man. You was being heavily oppressed by your enemies, man. Right? So the scriptures say you niggas is walking back. That's desperation. You walk back to captivity, man. Go ahead, huh?
Yeah, they walk, Isaiah 30:2, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
Right. You're looking for relief in Pharaoh, which that Pharaoh right there, that's symbolic to the powers that be, which when you consider Creepy Joe, right, he's just a up close and personal figure that you're dealing with. But in the shadows, you have rulers. This is really the agenda of the elites. The story hasn't changed, man. Right? The higher ups amongst Esau has waged war against you, man. See? Go ahead up.
To strengthen themselves. Yeah, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Read that again.
God, starting at 2, Isaiah 32, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked in my mouth.
Right, you have not inquired of Yahweh Shema Shah. How do you ask to the mouth of the Lord? By inquiring of the prophets, man. See, that's why Yahweh made the statement. See, there's no excuses. The Lord said, look, where I am, my service will be also, man. So if you're not here, that means you're not accounted for. You know, when it's time to count, bed count, all right, you got to be in the house. How can I hate a head count? That's it, head count.
That's it.
Count sheep.
Count sheep. Ooh, count sheep.
That's it.
Jot that. You get a 10. Because you account. Oh, the scriptures deal with numbers, man. When you read Revelation 11 chapter, the Lord speak about how he measured off the temple. That's count. 144,000. That was a head count. So if you're not in the house at a certain time when it's time for head count, you out there, man. You left out there. Now you subject to whatever comes with the elements of the outside world. See, go ahead up.
That's it. Verse 3.
Read that again.
Oh, God. Verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Right. So that's what you look into strengthen yourself in the shadow of Egypt. Again, that goes into that covering. A house. Once you're in a house, you're shaded. You're covered from the sun. Matter of fact, give me what's that? Matter of fact, go to Psalm 91. Yep. Go to Psalm 91 and yep, give me that. Yep. And somebody can get Isaiah 4 and 6, I believe it is. You had that on deck? Yep, you can get that too. Go ahead up.
Which one you want first?
Get that Psalm 91.
All right, this is Psalm 91 and 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High.
Right, dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High. That's dealing with this truth, man. That's the house.
Right.
Matter of fact, somebody give me Psalm 65 and 4, I believe it is. And also hold Revelation 12 and 12 on deck. Right? Read this again.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
The shadow, that's that roof. But those who are under that roof is going to dwell, right, under that shadow. So real quick, give me Psalm 65 and 4.
Psalm 65 and 4. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest.
See, blessed is the man whom thou choosest. You didn't choose yourself, right? And that should give you more incentive to thank Yahweh Shema Shah. The Lord chose you, so you blessed. Go ahead.
And causes to approach unto thee.
Yeah, the Lord calls you to approach him, man. Go ahead.
That he may dwell in thy courts.
See, read that again.
Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causes to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts.
See that? So he may dwell in thy courts. So you're dwelling in the courts of Yahweh Shema Shah. That links up with what we just read in Psalm 91. He that dwelleth, under the shadow of the Almighty. Right? So now give me that Revelation 12 and 12.
This is the book of Revelation 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
See, and ye that what?
Dwell in them.
Right, that's dealing with us, man. We those heavens. That's why the scripture say our conversation is in heaven, man. See, go ahead.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
That's anybody that's outside of this truth. Go ahead.
And of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that ye have but a short time.
See that? So when this man come down with great wrath, which is going to be in the form of the storm and rain, right? And that links up. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Matthew.
Oh, God.
And we're going to go back here. I see what you got. Give me Matthew real quick. I think there's Matthew 7. Read that one more time, the end of that.
It says, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time.
Yep. So he know that he have but a short time. So he's going to come down with great wrath. And a part of that great wrath is going to be this. Go ahead.
Yeah, this ain't Matthew 27, this ain't Matthew 7 and 24. He said, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine.
See, those who understand it, go ahead.
And doeth them.
And doeth them, meaning you believe. That's the first step. Faith and works is really together. You can't have faith without works. So when you do something, that means you believe in it. You don't take a step in any direction unless you believe in that, man. See, go ahead.
He said, I would liken unto him unto a wise man.
See, a wise man, go ahead.
Was built his house upon a rock.
And that rock is what? Yahweh Shah. See, go ahead.
And the rains descended, and the floods came.
See, and the floods came. What's the floods? Esau and his military, man. Now we understand that that's going to apply to the destruction, yeah. But this is dealing with Esau stepping down on you, man. The storm came and the storm and the floods came. Go ahead.
And the winds blew.
And the winds blew. Go ahead.
And beat upon their house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon rock.
See, we founded upon the rock. All right. Now let's go where you got in Isaiah.
In Isaiah 4:6. It said, and there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat.
Now, what's that tabernacle? That tabernacle is this house, man. We dwell in the courts of Yahweh Shema Shah. When you go to the house, you go to your bed in the house, man. Your bed ain't in the car. Think about the spirit. Your bed is in the house. You got some?
Yeah, I got some.
Go ahead. We're going to get these precepts. We're going to go back. Go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis 28:16. And Jacob waked out of his sleep. And he said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I knew it not. And he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place? This is none other but the house of the Most High, and this is the gate of heaven.
Woo, see, the house of the Most High, the gate of heaven, man. That's the entrance into the kingdom of heaven. Oh, it tells you that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 10th chapter, man, how she showed him the kingdom, and that she is this wisdom. You can only find his wisdom in the house. Matter of fact, go back to Psalm 65. See, that's spirit. That's spirit. Go back to Psalm 65. Go ahead.
Yeah, Psalm 65 and 4. And in and out, it said, we shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house.
See, what's the goodness of the house? This knowledge, man. So here it is, all hell breaking loose, and we in the house feasting, man. And we know that these words is not just empty words. There's a power that comes with these words, man. These words lead to life. Even Esau military can't offset that. Give a damn what Esau do. He can't offset what these words bring. Go ahead, up.
Even of that holy temple.
Even of that whole, and that temple, again, when you see that word temple, in most cases, in the context we speaking, is the same house. You got the house, but Dave, you got the temple. Job, you got the barn. You got the tabernacle. Oh, when you read about Obadiah, hid the prophets in the cave. That's all dealing with the house, man, which is all the covering and protection. All right, go ahead.
I got something. It's Psalms 27, in verse 4. It says, one thing have I desired of the Lord, that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life.
Yeah, all the days of my life to dwell in the house of the Lord. Why? Because the house of the Lord symbolizes protection, man. We're going to come in the king's palace and get you. Think about that, man. You're in the king's palace and the damn peasants step in and try to bring harm to you, man. That's suicide. That's suicide. Go ahead. There was more on that?
A little bit more. It says, to behold the beauty of the Lord.
Oh, what's the beauty of the Lord? This truth, man. We beholding the beauty of Yahweh Shema Shah. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and to inquire in his temple.
Yep, and to inquire in his temple. That's why you have brothers ask questions. You might ask them on the comment board, or you might, consult about something. The Lord is opening and revealing himself to you in this house, man. And again, that's where your relief is found, in the house, man. You get off work, and you tired, you don't go out, your destination is the home. You want to go home. See? Go ahead.
It says, for in the time of trouble.
Woo! In the what?
For in the time of trouble.
And obviously, that's the time we're in. All right? You got this war on the coronavirus, and how convenient the face of the coronavirus is the tribes. Right? So this is the time of trouble, and the stage is set. And like the Apostle Hall always say, the chip is not Esau chip, that's Yahweh Shema Shah chip. The time of trouble is really the Lord waging war. You know what prove that? When you go to Ezekiel, the 7th chapter, it said, now that's the 3rd chapter. Give them warning from me, man. See that? So this is the Lord's drum, right? So this time of trouble is actually Yahweh Shema Shah coming forth. Go ahead.
It says, for in the time of trouble, He shall hide me in his pavilion.
Yep, and that pavilion is this house, man. We're being hid. All right? Go ahead.
In the secret of his tabernacle.
Woo, in the secret of his tabernacle, man. This is that refuge. You know, you running from the opposition and you find a nice hiding place. Hey, because the scriptures tell you it's not going to be by our boat. We're not going to deliver ourselves. We told it at the mercy of Yahweh Shema Shai. So pretty much our protection is Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Yep, go ahead. We're going to go back. Go ahead.
It's Mark 3:27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
Yeah, see that? So you can't, and that's across the board, that's vice versa. All right? No one can enter into a strong man's house, right? And take him down. Just like the only one going to be able to enter Esau's house and take him down is Yahweh Shai, and the only one you can't enter into Yahweh Shai's house and take him down, man, period. So we have found ourselves, confined under this covering, right? So let's go back where you at. More over there to that one?
Nah, that was it.
All right, come on.
Come, he says, for in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me upon a rock.
Yep. Woo! And that's now that's twofold, because that's going into the deliverance as well. That rock is Mount Zion. That rock is the chariot. He's telling us he's going to set me upon that rock. That's going to be that deliverance. That's why we read Ezekiel 13. Not Slakia. What's the second?
13,
the mount. That's on grave. So the Lord going to set us upon that mountain, that rock, which is the chariot that's going to come. All right, you got more? That was it on that?
That was it on it.
All right, so now let's go back here.
This Isaiah 4:6. It said, and there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat.
A tabernacle, and a tabernacle symbolizes a house, right? Go ahead.
You say, there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert.
A cover is what? A covering.
From storm and from rain.
See, from storm. It say from storm and from rain. The storm is Esau coming. The rain is the missiles, man.
That's it.
Hey, in order for you to even qualify to go up in the chariot, you got to survive the storm.
Right. That flood.
Yeah, you got to survive the flood of Esau, man. Right. You got to be preserved through that.
I got some real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's Isaiah 25:4. It said, for thou hast been a strength to the poor, a strength to the needy in his distress, a refuge from the storm, a shadow from the heat, when the blast of the terrible ones is as a storm against the wall.
Come on, man. Hey, who is the terrible one? That's storm with Esau, man. All right. Matter of fact, go to Isaiah 59. Anybody got something? Go ahead.
This is First Esdras chapter 8 and 77. And for our sins and our fathers, we with our brethren and our kings and our priests were given up unto the kings of the earth.
Yeah. There's a lot in that, man. Where do we start? Well, first and foremost, it's going to reincarnation. It said for us, our sins and our fathers. That's talking about you. That's the same spirit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right? It said we have been given over to the kings of the earth, man. Now that's a chronological thing, because we went into the Assyrian captivity, the Babylonian captivity. We had to pay tribute to the Romans. That's the story of Israel. But also the kings of the earth is dealing with this conglomerate of nations that's ruling over us, man. You got to remember this beast system is the EU, the UN. So now we under the kings of the earth once again, man. Which would be the bankers, the banking families, man. Go ahead, up.
It says we were given up unto the kings of the earth, to the sword.
Oh, to the who?
To the sword.
Who is the sword? That's Esau. Go ahead.
And to the captivity.
Woo.
And for a prey with shame until this day.
That's it, until this day.
And now, in some measure, hath mercy been shown unto us from thee, O Lord.
That's bad. It's in some measure. In some measure, have mercy been shown. Everybody got their own measure of mercy, which is this truth, man. See, go ahead.
It says, and now, verse 78, and now, First Esdras 8 and 78, and now in some measure has mercy been showed unto us from thee, O Lord, that there should be left us a root and a name in the place of thy sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
And,
oh man, hold up now. It was left a root. What's the sanctuary? What's the place of the sanctuary? This house.
That's it.
A root and a name has been left here. We got the name here. The Lord left us the name here. And that root symbolizes life. When you cut something down at face value to the naked eye, it seems like it's done away with. But as long as there's a root there, there's hope, man. The Lord left us a root. Oh, the Lord said concerning Esau, he's not going to leave neither root nor branch. So that's why Esau is finna send his military.
That's it.
Because he's trying to fight tooth and nail to survive. What other position Esau got? You know? Go ahead.
It says that there should be left us a root and a name in the place of thy sanctuary, verse 79, and to discover unto us a light in the house of the Lord, our power, and
come on, man. A light in the house. That's what's in this house as well. The light.
That's it.
Yep, the house of David. That light is here, which is the information that's on display, man. And it's not just information that you should gloss over, just to have in your arsenal. When you're at the barbershop, now you got something you can go into. No, man. This is for salvation, man. How niggas do. Niggas add shit to their arsenal, man. A nigga in a kufi, you know, a nigga got a red, black, and green kufi, and
goddamn what that shit is, the kufi and the
dashiki.
They got a kufi, a dashiki, and he got a kung fu pants. Yeah, kung fu pants, and some sandals.
You buy sandals with a
sensei. And put and you a sensei on top. You know martial arts, and you got a staff too, man. A nigga like that, they'll say, "Oh, that's interesting," and they'll get in this and add it to their arsenal. No, we was giving this knowledge as a comfort, as salvation, man. There's plenty of scriptures we can go to on that, man. Why you think we here tonight?
Right.
You can't say we crazy, you know. We function just like you. We pay bill. Come on, man. Right. You know perfectly well what's going on, man. That nigga think they try to frame you in a cult. Yeah. Fuck out of here, man. The Lord have opened us up to the fact that this is the pipeline of life, man. See, read that again.
First Esdras 8 and 79, and to discover unto us a light in the house of the Lord our power, and to give us food in the time of our servitude.
Yeah, see, to give us food. See, come on, that light and that food, that's bad. Matter of fact, since you brought that up, get Proverbs 9. And Lord, we're going to try to get in some of this information, you know. Spirit. Hey, man, you know, like the spirit. You know, spirit, man. The Lord, it's the Lord business, man. Go ahead.
Proverbs 9 and 1. It said, wisdom have built her house.
See, wisdom has built her house, man. And houses symbolizes protection. Oh, house also symbolizes separation. You can be talking shit outside with your friend. Once you go in the house, you just cut off all communication, you know. Go ahead.
She have hewn out her 7 pillars. She have killed her beast. She have mingled her wine. She have also furnished her table.
See, she furnished her table, which is these scriptures, man. Go ahead.
She have sent forth her maidens.
And the maidens will be the prophets. Right? Go ahead.
She crieth upon the highest places of the city.
Yeah, that's why the scripture, when you read concerning our first captivity, where the Lord heard the moanings and the groanings of Israel, where that spills over to this day. We crying out, the prophets is crying out, and we crying to the elect, because the scriptures tell you how we are not to be concerned with the 2/3, knowing that they're numbered to the sword. So this cry, that links up with Matthew the 25th chapter. At midnight, there was a cry made. This is a cry, man. Right? Go ahead.
It said, whoso is simple, let him turn in hither.
See, turn in hither. Here it is. You running, you know, you on the battlefield. Somebody say, hey, psst, psst. You know, come in here, man. This is protection. Go ahead.
As for him that wanteth understanding, she said unto him, come, eat of my bread.
See, eat. That's what I brought out. this sanctuary is a light and it's food for you. So it said, come and eat of my what?
Eat of my bread.
Of my bread, which is who? That's the house shot, man. Read St. John, the 6th chapter. Lord said, I am the bread that cometh from heaven, the true bread. Go ahead.
And said, and drink of the wine which I have mingled.
And that's also dealing with your house shot, because the Lord said, eat of my flesh and drink of my blood. That's why that wine is known as the blood of the grapes. Go ahead. Which your house shot is the grape too. The Garden of Gethsemane. Go ahead.
It says, forsake the foolish and live.
See, forsake the foolish, meaning anything that you was subscribing to, any idea, any philosophy, man, that you cleave to, man. You got to forsake that. That's the only way you're going to live. Right? Go ahead.
And go in the way.
And what?
And go in the way.
You know, that way is dealing with this doctrine. Go ahead.
Of understanding.
Of understanding. This is the only doctrine that's going to give you understanding. Understanding breeds life. Hey, you have somebody in a coma, you know, or mother might get hit, a concussion. You say, hey, what's 2 + 2? And mother don't understand that. Then you're the corpse. All right? Understanding is the vital signs. I can get that too. Yeah, go ahead.
Got something back up there. This Proverbs 2:20, that thou mayest walk in the way of good men and keep the path of righteousness.
And what's that? Again, it's doctrine, man. And that path leads to life. All right. But hold up. When you come to a path, you got to choose, even streets. If you driving, let's say without GPS, right? This is in the traditional sense. You driving, you got to make a decision. Every turn is a decision. Should I go right? Should I go left? So that's how this thing is laid out. The path, you got to choose the path, man. And you present it with both paths. You get to a 4, and act like you don't see that turn. You see both turns. You present it with both turns, but you choose to make whatever turn you make. And you got something?
Yeah, just want to add on what you're saying. Why is this saying you got a fork in the road, man?
That's it.
You gotta choose something. Yeah, it's a fork. You gotta go left or right. You know, up or down, whatever. It's that saying. Everybody heard that saying, man. You know, you gotta know.
Yeah, that's it. A fork in the road. That's going to dictate where you end up. That one decision. All right. Yep. Y'all got anything else? All right, cool. Anybody else got something? All right, so now let's get in it.
All right, kind. So this is from CBSNews.com. And it reads, Operation Warp Speed preps for COVID-19 vaccine delivery upon FDA approval.
Yep. So read that one more time.
It says Operation Warp Speed.
Now, you've been hearing that rhetoric from Trump as well. So that proves right there that it don't have to be Trump in office. It's really the agenda of the elites.
That's it.
That's the plan. With a rapid pace. And why is it warp speed? Because of Revelation, the 12th chapter. Tells you that this man gonna come down with great wrath because he have a short time. It don't make sense, man. That makes sense right there, man. Scripture said this man gonna come down with great wrath because he have a short time. And all of a sudden, he got a special operation, warp speed. Come on, man.
And it's like they're going back. It lets you know that, like, just going back what I said, it ain't got nothing to deal with these different presidents.
Right.
It's a shadow government because Trump, one of his campaigns was getting rid of damn Obamacare.
Right.
Obama gone, nigga. Why he still dealing with something dealing with Obama?
Right.
So it lets you know it's something deeper than face value, man.
Right.
You know. So it says Operation Warp Speed preps for COVID-19 vaccine delivery upon FDA approval. Kind. It said and let you know, hey, pretty much they already got everything lined up, man.
Right.
It says 4-star General Gustav Perna was 2 months away from retirement when the career United States Army supply officer was appointed to lead Operation Warp Speed. So that is this nigga from the military, man.
What better candidate to have?
Yeah, that's it.
Somebody that's trained to kill.
Yeah, that's it.
Has already been brain conditioned. That's what I'm looking for. Brainwashed by the federal government to do so. You got it.
Yep. It says the federal government's crash program to develop
the crash program.
Yeah, that's
crash course for America.
It says the federal government crash program to develop, produce, and distribute enough COVID-19 vaccine doses to inoculate 300 million Americans by the spring of 2021.
That's the word inoculate.
That's goddamn. That's that circle right there.
Right, you don't get the word.
That's the circle,
Right.
Coming for you niggas.
Right, you don't get the word inoculate, man.
And why you just say puncher? Why you got to make it complex and say,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Inoculate.
Right.
Inoculate. You know what I mean?
You using the $1 million words, man. Guess what? We got to Google. You know what I'm saying? You can Google that word.
That's it.
See where you devils coming from.
Uh-huh.
You got it up.
You got it?
Yeah, that's low enough. Yeah, the word inoculate, it says treat a person or animal with a vaccine to produce immunity against a disease.
Read that again, huh?
It says the federal government's crash program to develop, produce, and distribute enough COVID-19 vaccine doses to inoculate 300 million Americans by spring 2021.
See that?
And I can make point too,
Yeah.
like just in that definition, it says people and animals.
Right.
They pretty much group you in together. You simple Americans, you just go on you, man. You just goddamn number, man.
Yep.
They don't ask you for your name, they ask you what's your last four digits,
right.
man.
That's it. That's
you
it.
just a goddamn number,
That's
man.
it,
You people gonna have to learn the hard way, man.
That's it.
You know?
That's it. And they will learn.
That's it.
Like you said, the hard way.
That's it.
Right.
Crazy joke.
Like crazy joke.
Yeah, crazy joke gonna make hell, man. It's
Also, like I got one that's just it's my phone, which called. It says one of those word for inoculate. One of the synonyms was inject.
See that?
Ooh. Somebody just say that.
That's it. That's it. That's the devil for you. That's the devil for you, man. You got it up.
Going back, it says the operation is stockpiling anticipated vaccines made by six different drug makers. None of the pharmaceutical manufacturers have applied for emergency use authorization from the Food and Drug Administration for their respective vaccine candidates. So as you can see, that these devils is they not finna start. It's all gas, no brakes now, man. You know. Matter of fact, get that Revelation 12 again, man. Cause Operation Warp Speed, you know Warp Speed go back to damn Star Trek, meaning going faster than the speed of light. You going faster than the speed of light, meaning where you ain't got no time to waste, man. You know, y'all got that. You got it.
That's Revelation 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them."
And that's why we excited. We the only ones that want all hell to come break loose, man. Because we understand the end of the movie, man. You got it.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time.
He mad because he got a short time. That's why you got Operation Warp Speed. Meaning what? They got to go faster than the speed of light. They ain't got enough. They ain't got no wiggle room to. You know what I mean? It was centuries where these devils was able to run circles around the people, but now they can't do it no more, man.
Right.
You know, so now they got to get time for these simple Americans wake up, because this bread and circus, all that is not working for these people no more, man.
Right.
So what's the next step? The sword, man. Right. And that's why we just read that this military general, pretty much he's the one that's over this, man, overseeing these things, man. Because like Trump said, they're gonna dish it out in a powerful manner by the way the military gonna convince these people to take this shit, man. You know,
and not just they're gonna make them.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? The military might, man. You got it, bro.
Going back to this article, it says Perno and his team are ready for when the authorization hopefully arrives. He told 60 Minutes contributor and national security correspondent Dave Martin that vaccine doses are ready to ship in as little as 24 hours as the FDA grants approval. So they let you know it's in already all 50 states.
Right.
Just like how they different military troops, they already spread out strategically throughout the U.S. Because Trump, when he signed that bill, they just haven't been activated yet. Just once those the vaccines get approved, you know, it's gonna be you niggas that's first on the list. Out of kindness, double heart, it's gonna be you niggas that's gonna get it first, man. You know.
Go ahead.
This is the book of additions to Esther and the Apocrypha. Chapter 4, verse 6. It says, "Therefore have we commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by Amen," which is Haman, who is ordained.
And it was Haman, man.
Yeah.
Those Amalekites, man.
That's it.
That's where you go. Haman was a so-called Jew, man. Amalekite, man. You know, you got
it. It says, "Who is ordained over the affairs and is next unto us, shall all with their wives and children be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies without all mercy and pity the 14th day of the 12th month, Adar of this present year, that they who of old and now also are malicious may in one day with violence go into the grave, and so ever hereafter cause our affairs to be well settled and without trouble."
And see, it was saying they was ordained to be destroyed. And that sword is on all levels. A sword, the vaccine is a sword, man. Because the sword just represents destruction and death, man. So it said it was ordained, and that's the time we coming into. And it was by the orders of Haman. Why is that? Because they them same niggas, man.
And
you know?
And I add,
you got
what was the video said? What Biden said? We got to take them out.
Yep.
These guys ain't got no conscience. These guys ain't, they was out mother without children, but we got to take them out. And this is the same thing coming back. And this is what Haman was trying to do, man. You got it.
Let's say something real quick. This is the book of Psalms 37, verse 12. It says, "The wicked plotted against the just and gnashed upon them with his teeth."
And it said the wicked plotted against the just. And what's the first steps of that? And these secret means, man. You think they talking about the affairs of the world? They wondering how they gonna overthrow the Israelites, man. Because we the last obstacle in that way. Because they understand that we is the carriers of eternal rulership, man. Just a simple nigga. Even though 2/3 of our people gotta die off, but the blessings gonna come to Israel, starting with the elect, man. And they wonder, how can we get rid of them, man? They know they can't take the sun out. They know they can't take the moon out. They can't measure the heavens. They can't measure the depths of the earth. What's that stuff? Just to kill us off, man. And that's what this nigga do. That's a mess upon it with his teeth. Mean what? Press upon you with his military, man. You know?
Got the definition for the word dash.
Okay.
This is to grind or strike together, especially in rage.
That's it.
And they go into devouring too.
That's it. Yep.
That's what happens. You devour with your teeth. That's what these devils looking to do. Like I said, when you read Jeremiah the 31st chapter, they understand that the Lord set somewhere parameters up. Look, if you want to get the birthright, you got to measure the heavens. You got to measure the depths of the sea. So this devil have come to the conclusion he can't accomplish that feat. So what's next? Pull out the sword. He's going to draw out the sword, and he's going to come after Israel, man. That's the only way this man can rationalize things out, man.
That's it.
See? Yep, go ahead.
And that was it on that.
Now read it again.
Okay, this is definition for the word gnash. It says to grind or strike together, especially in rage.
Hey, matter of fact, get that Psalms 37.
I got it.
You got that?
Psalm 37 and 12. The wicked probably.
Matter of fact, start at the top. and Lord willed it. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms 37, verse 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers.
Yeah, who are the evildoers? By now you should know, man. It's the so-called white man. Now you have those amongst all the nations, including Israel, that do evil, but the evildoers, the source of that evil is the evil.
That's it, Joe.
Like we brought out the other week. If you have a rat problem, right? The problem is the rat. Fuck you looking around for something else when you looking for something else, man. When it's the rat that's the problem, you got to get him, man. Like Abu said, we got to get rid of Abu. Came to the conclusion that the white man and white woman was the problem.
That vanilla bullet.
Yeah. But dude came and slammed shit on. You know what I'm saying? He adjusted the mic. Look, you got to get to the bottom of it. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, huh?
It says, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Right. You can't be envious of this man, which, hey, we all was. To a certain extent, because we viewed the so-called white man and everything he did as the standard. You thought you making it was moving up in Beverly Hills or, the Hamptons. You was measuring your success by Esau, the so-called white man. So we all thought that this man was the standard, That's what envy is not just always, you looking to kill them, You pattern yourself, you mimicking someone, that means you envy him, Go ahead.
It says, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass.
Right, so why envy this man when he's going to be soon cut down? Why look to acclimate yourself into this society or use the so-called white man as the standard? The gold standard, man. When this man is eventually going to be cut down. You got a lot of people voting, right? Because really they love America. But at the end of the day, they think that this is a perpetual state. Now understand, see, we've been given the luxury of knowing that this place is going to be cut down, man. The so-called white man is going to be violently overthrown. And this place, as you know it, your day-to-day, the way you view going about your day-to-day business is going to become an afterthought. If that. Scripture tell you how this place is, he's going to perish away like his own dung forever, man. Go ahead.
It says, and wither as the green herb. It says, trust in the Lord.
And that wither is going to wither as the green herb. We know that withering is a process. When some withers, that's a process, man. You saw somebody that was 300 pounds, then all of a sudden, they're bucking some change. That was a process, man. They withered. It didn't happen like Nutty Professor. Nutty Professor, the nigga just dropped the pounds and went, no. That's a process, man. You cut somebody's finger off, it look alive, but as time progresses, it withers. Go ahead,
It says, trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed.
Oh, and that's dealing with the same house. But in this case, it said land, and we're going to be fed. And that goes into St. John, the 10th chapter, where it talks about how the portal opened up, and they go in and out, and they feed off the pasture. Go ahead.
It says, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
And what's the desires of our heart? Mercy, all right? The overthrow of our enemies, being partakers of the first resurrection, reigning with our Lord Yahweh Shai 1,000 years, ruling over our enemies. Like I said, first and foremost, mercy, man. Being counted worthy to be caught up in the chariots, to join the marriage of the Lamb. That's the hearts of our desire. The Lord said he's going to grant us that, right? Hey, but what's the hearts of Jake desire? To make it here in America, man. To get a better job, Man. But we know the Lord is not going to grant that because America has an expiration date. Go ahead.
It says commit.
See, your plans include America. Your desires, you niggas out there, your desires actually include America. You need a record company alive to get that record deal you desire. Oh, these niggas over here in HOI, you need America to, their desire is to build up Israel community. But that means you need the so-called white man to rule. You need Biden.
Yeah, they want 4 more years. All they want is 4 more, the same shit they've been getting. So like, they just want 4 more years. The same shit you've been getting for the last 4 years, and the 4 years before that, 4 years before that.
When you put it that way up, that's sick,
That's
man.
it, man.
That's sick, man. That's insanity.
That's insanity. Yeah.
You locked up, they telling you free.
Yeah.
You locked up, they tell you to pack it up, you free. And the nigga said, give me 4 more years, man.
4 more years.
4 more years in here, man.
Just give me a different
man.
Just give me the different ward, and we'll be all right.
United States.
United States.
It's just like when you let the chain off a dog that been locked up so long.
Yeah.
He looking around at the chain. He looking at the boundaries like, you sure?
You sure?
Put his foot past the boundary like, nah.
I like these killers a bit.
You know what I'm saying? Put that chain back on my neck. That damn bright spot where the chain was.
Man, that's sick. That's really sick.
That's sick, man. That's the mentality of Jake. Scripture say the whole head is sick. You got that? Bring it up.
As Isaiah 1:5, Why should you be stricken anymore?
Mm-hmm.
You will.
Oh, the Lord said, I'm gonna put you to, you know what that's saying? Lord said, I'm gonna just put you out your misery. Then you have a motherfucker. That's what the Lord said. You have a motherfucker, you know what I mean? He's telling him, why should you be stricken anymore, man? Why should you even suffer anymore? That's what read that again.
That makes sense. Isaiah 1 and 5. Why should you be stricken anymore?
That's what the Lord said. Why should you be stricken anymore? Go ahead.
You will revolt more and more.
You only gonna revolt more and more, so I'm gonna just kill you. You know? Why should you suffer anymore? That was the Lord saying. I'm gonna just take you out your misery. Why be stricken anymore? You only gonna revolt if the Lord give you more time. You ain't gonna get right. You're just gonna revolt more and more. That's why now you got niggas with pink hair and skinny leg jeans with a 40 cal, man.
Oh shit, no.
Them niggas get it more. You know what I mean? You blow the horn at a nigga, so nigga come back around. What you said, bro? Fuck it, man. Go ahead, up.
Reading on Isaiah 1 and 5.
Them niggas, they gotta be put to death. That was the Lord saying. Why should you be stricken anymore? You see, the Lord said, I'm whooping your ass, whooping your ass, whooping your ass. I'm gonna just kill you. Why should you be stricken anymore, man? Go ahead, up.
Reading on Isaiah 1 and 5. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart is faint.
Yep, the whole head is sick, and that's dealing from your leaders, from the head to the average Jake. It said the whole head is sick. Go ahead.
No, that's it.
No, you got more,
huh? Isaiah 1 and 6. From the soles of the foot.
Yeah, it said from the sole of the foot, meaning from the bottom of you, just a regular nigga on the corner. Go ahead.
Isaiah 1 and 6. From the soles of the foot even unto the head.
Yeah, so from your leaders to just the average Jake, you finished. Go ahead.
There's no soundness in it.
There's no soundness in you. You don't have the mental capacity. You can't deal with these niggas. They'll get emotional, you know? Then you be about to lose it on Jake, man. That's why we got to get out of here. Because, you know, you encounter Jake, you know, then all of a sudden you put a curse up on a nigga. Go ahead.
But
we just experienced that tonight, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
But wounds and bruises.
Yep, but wounds and bruises, meaning the Lord been whooping your ass, right? We said, so why should you be stricken anymore? I done beat the shit out of you. It's number wounds and bruises. I'm gonna have to put you down now, like a wild rabid dog. You know, just foaming at the mouth. You can't deal with that. You gonna look to put them down. Go ahead, up.
And putrefying sores.
Yeah, and putrefying sores, meaning what? A putrefying sore is a sore that gets worse. Like here it is, you got a sore, right? And if it's not healing, then that means I'm gonna have to cut it off. You gotta cut it off.
Infection.
Yeah, infection. And Jake know about that. Nobody Lord used that analogy. You niggas got high blood pressure, diabetes. That's tangible. The Lord showing you that you cut off. Look, your grandma, her feet off. You know. You go ahead.
They have not been closed.
Her feet.
Oh man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Reading on Isaiah 1 and 6. They have not been closed.
Yeah, they have not been closed. Go ahead.
Neither bond up.
Yep.
Neither mollified it with ointment.
Yep, mollified with ointment. That ointment is wet, this word. So our wounds is healed. Because all of us had wounds, and those wounds really go back to the wounds of an enemy. You want to get that, which is Esau. That's slavery for the most part. Now, you know, when you go to, is that Luke 16, the parable of Lazarus and the rich man? It tells you how he had sores. Those sores was those wounds. But see, now those wounds is being closed up by this oil, this ointment. All right, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, this is Rock 25:13. Said, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman, and any affliction but the affliction from them that hate me.
See, and any affliction or any wound but of them that hate me, man, which is Esau. The so-called white man is responsible. Oh, the scripture said you were wounded with the wound of an enemy. Right, go ahead.
It said, in revenge, but the revenge of enemies. It said, there is no head above the head of a serpent.
Yep.
And there is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy.
Yep. So the so-called white man, you can't really frame this rap is far beyond your comprehension, because he's your enemy, man. You know, somebody might smite you or wound you, and it might be about survival. You might bump heads, get fighting with someone, and he not really, he don't just hate you, he just defending himself. But a motherfucker wound you or smite you, man, who hates you, that's a grievous wound. It's hard to recover from that. That so-called white man did this. All right, that was it on that. All right, you got some more?
Yeah, I got some. Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
It says the key word there is enemies.
Yeah.
Serve thine enemies. See, go ahead.
It says, and in one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Yep, and that destroy goes into taking away your structure. The reason why there's no structure amongst Israel in the household is because the so-called white man. It says going to put that yoke of iron on your neck till he destroy you. So slavery, you know, not just the physical sense of it, but even mental slavery has destroyed our people, man. See, go ahead.
That was it, but I was going to say,
you got it.
This hunger and thirst and nakedness goes into this covenant, this word too.
That's it. That's it.
Think of it from a
being destitute.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's why I say he went to Egypt.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it. For a covering.
Yeah.
All right, you take a covering, but not on me. That's it. You put on a garment of wickedness.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 2:26. As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They, their kings, their princes, their priests, and their prophets, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth, for they have turned their back unto me.
Right, and those are not living things. Matter of fact, when you go to is that letter of Jeremiah?
Yeah, the letter
I think
of
around the is the 69th, 70th verse. You get a chance, see if you can find it.
Yeah, I know.
Read that again.
Jeremiah 2:27, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone thou hast brought me forth, for they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us.
Yep, and that's what Jake gonna do, man. That's it. And it's gonna be precise too, because this word have went out enough where you got a lot of Jakes that actually know the name. They have came across the name Yahweh, why Yahweh shot. Those names, man. Hey, this thing is all, it has spilled over the social media. Got these social media Israelite niggas, man. They got big gatherings, you know, niggas and fringes. So a lot of these Jakes who view this as entertainment and all hell break loose, they're gonna say, oh yeah, Yahweh. Yeah, then you're gonna call on the name of the Lord, but it's gonna be too late. Go ahead.
Verse 28, Jeremiah 2:28. But where are the gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise.
Yep. Where is your power? Where is your power source? That's what that word God go into, your power. Your power source. Hey, where's your 401k? Nigga, where's your bag? Oh, them niggas who got them they on Instagram with them racks of money, like Floyd Mayweather and them and shit. That shit corny too, man. That shit corny, man. Niggas goddamn showing up they bread and shit. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Phone book, that's your fucking money.
Yeah, that's it. But hey, that's your power. Your actions prove that that's what you put your stock into. That's your refuge, your bread. So the Lord said, let's see if that saves amongst many other things, man. You know? Go ahead.
Jeremiah 2:28. But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble.
Yeah, in the time, that's the coming thing now. That's the time we in. Look, we're in a time of prophecy, man. And the prophecy that's looming is the time of Jacob's trouble. That's why the scriptures, Spirit got them scriptures coming out.
Okay.
Right? Go ahead.
It says, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble, for according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah. Wherefore, will you plead with me? Ye all have transgressed against me, saith the Lord.
Yep, you transgressed against the how about Shema outside, man.
That's a king, man.
Yep. That's a king, and that's a decree.
You can.
You know? Oh, we was going into that, how the Lord said he's gonna turn his face from that's what a king will do. You come up to the throne, hey, can I have forgiveness? And the king turn around, he ain't gotta say nothing, man. Yep.
Yeah, that was it on that.
Oh.
Go ahead.
This is on Judges 10:14. Go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen.
Yep. Going to the word chosen. The word chosen. And that's what you did. That's an insult to you. How about Shemel Shah, man? You choosing, you putting your stock into this nigga. Then you put your stock into your enemies, man. They the face of the very one. If you wondering who your enemies is, just go look at 12 years a slave, man. You don't see a Moabite, even though they are enemies.
Yeah.
But the Lord had it framed where you could see
the main character.
Thank you, man. Those are the two characters. That's the struggle in the womb. That's your arch enemy and nemesis right there, Esau. But yet you run into him, man. And when the Lord extend a peace offering, you turn your back on the Lord, man. So what now? The Lord gonna destroy your ass. Read that again.
Judges 10:14. Go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen. Let them deliver you in your time of your tribulation.
Yep, in the time of your tribulation. And that tribulation is that goes into trouble. So the Lord said, let them save me. Oh, and that's what a real man would do. Let's say if you have a woman and she deal with another guy and then she come to you for help. Man, you're in the right spirit. You're gonna say, man, go to that dude. That's
right. That's
go
it.
to that nigga, man.
That's it.
Fuck you coming to me for?
That's true.
That's what the Lord's saying there, man. Go to your guys, go to your power, who you trust in, who you cleave to. You turn your back on me. All hell break, you're gonna come to I'm the warrior. You know how I get down, so you only come to me.
Yeah.
No. With the one hand up, with that one.
And the bow leg.
Bow leg and the one hand. No.
Okay. Exodus 20:5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord, thy power, am a jealous power.
Oh, now that show you how beautiful the Lord is. The Lord, that show the Lord ain't prideful. The Lord, he said, look, he admitted. How many of you will do that? How many of you go to your God and say, I'm jealous, You might show up, but you ain't gonna just come in. Not the Lord, bad, man. The Lord ain't got. Look, he let you know. Now there's no cloak for your sin. The Lord let you know, man. The Lord gave you, telling you, go look, I'm a jealous power, man. Then all of a sudden, the bitch turn right around and get with it. But the Lord said he's a jealous power. Read that again.
It says, Exodus 20:5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
Yeah, that's what you did. You submitted to Esau. By trusting in his system, that means you submit. That means you worship the image in this beast.
That's it.
I mean, the beast in his image. So like you. Go ahead.
It says, for I, the Lord, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was it.
It said of them that
hate me. That
hate me, man. So you hate Yahweh. Hey, did not the scriptures say you can't serve two masters? Either you love the one and hate the other, or you despise the one and lay hold to the other, man.
That's it.
So there's no gray area. If you trust in America, that means you hate Yahweh by Shemel Shah. Yep, you got something up? Anybody got something over there? All right, come on, let's go.
I just letter Jeremiah, verse 23. I'm gonna start at verse 23. Let's see. Yeah, I started 23. It said, by this ye may know that they are no gods, therefore fear them not, notwithstanding the gold that is about them to make them beautiful, except they wipe off the rust, they will not shine. For neither when they were molten did they feel it. It said, these things wherein there is no breath are brought forth. It's like it. It says, the things wherein there is no breath are bought for a most high price. It says they are born upon shoulders.
But and they don't have any life. Like what, and we know physically, this is dealing with the erected gods with Israel showed reverence to. They didn't have no life, there was more like a relic, But this applies to this very day because their life goes into just that. The only place you're gonna find life is through Yahweh Shema Shah, not through Biden or Trump or whatever the so-called white man has to offer, man.
That's it.
This system is deaf. See? Wait, you have something else you want to get?
No.
Go ahead.
See, it says they are born upon shoulders, having no feet, whereby they declare unto men that they be nothing worth.
Mm-hmm.
They also that serve them are ashamed, for if they fall to the ground at any time, they cannot rise up again of themselves.
And we know that's dealing with a physical. Let's say if you have a physical erected so-called God. If it fall, somebody have to pick it up. It can't pick itself up. But guess what? That applies to Esau too in this current system. When it fall, can they lift themselves up? No. It's Yahweh Shema Shah who's the only one who can lift them up, man.
That's it.
So when the so-called white man fall, how can he lift himself up? So he couldn't be a power. His power is of Yahweh Shema Shah. Go ahead up.
He said, for if they fall to the ground at any time, they cannot rise up again of themselves. Neither if one set them upright, can they move of themselves.
That's it.
Neither if they be bowed down, can they make themselves straight.
See that? If the Lord obeys you, you can't make yourself straight. That's it. Right? Go ahead.
It says, but they set gifts before them as unto dead men. It says,
Let's jump down to the like 60.
36.
Yep.
36. All right,
you jump around in that too, yeah.
Verse 36. It says they can save no man from death, neither deliver the weak from the mighty.
Yeah.
They cannot.
Read that again.
It says they can save no man from death.
Yeah, so-called white man, you cleaving to him is not going to save you from your Yahweh Shema Shah. Right? Go ahead.
It says neither deliver the weak from the mighty. They cannot restore a blind man to his sight.
Yeah, the so-called white man can't give you this information, but Yahweh Shema Shah has restored our sight, man. Here it is, Jake blind, and they are going into deeper darkness. You blind, and you walking into a shadow of darkness. Right? Now the Lord said these guys cannot restore your sight. The only power that can restore your sight is Yahweh Shema Shah. Go ahead.
It says, nor help any man in his distress.
Come
on, man. They can show no mercy to the widow.
See that?
Oh, come on.
Come on, man. Only Yahweh Shema Shah can show mercy to the widow. We the widow. Go ahead.
Nor do good to the fatherless. It said, their gods of wood and which are overlaid with gold and silver are like the stones that be hewn out of the mountain. They that worship them shall be confounded.
See that? Those of you who worship the so-called white man are going to be confounded. Oh, and it tells you in Isaiah 30, it said, your strength shall become your shame. See, go ahead. As a matter of fact, jump down. That was it. You can jump down to like the 62nd verse.
Quick preacher.
All right, go ahead.
Jeremiah 10:10, it says, but the Lord is the true power. He is the living power and an everlasting king. At his wrath, the earth. I'm ready again. Jeremiah 10. Jeremiah 10:10, it says, but the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, is the true power. So we read about these false powers. All right. But the Most High is the true power. He is the living power. So these are dead powers. You know what I'm saying? You currently got to do things to sustain these gods. You see what I'm saying? But Yahweh Hashem Yahushua sustain us. We don't have to pick the God up if he fall on his face. We don't have to claim these gods. Our God do that to us, or our power do that to us. He is the living power. He's not a dead power. It says, and an everlasting king, and his wrath, at his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation.
But that ultimately, the Lord come and destroy this thing. Esau, how you going to be able to offset that? You can't fight Yahweh Shema Shah, because again, the Lord gave you your power. All right, you got something? But you got that.
Okay. This is the book on Psalms 108 and verse 12. It says, give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of men.
Vain is that.
Got the word for vain real quick. It said useless.
Useless. And that's these guys. They're useless. You know? Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, I got a quick precept. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation. Because in the creature of the Most High, they'll become an abomination and stumbling blocks.
So like, read that again. So like,
Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation. Because in the creature of the Most High, they'll become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise.
Yeah, that's America is the main snare, man. America is that snare, man. Matter of fact, give me that real quick. I think there's it's that Ecclesiasticus we'll talk about so like Esau it's been a cursed seed. Is it
I know that's
14?
That's the cursed seed was bred in them and all.
Yep, give me that.
Yeah,
Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah. This Wisdom of Solomon.
Matter of fact, let me see something real quick. What about is that?
Probably on something like
I want to get that. We walk among snares. Is it this one? Hey, matter of fact, read that one more time. Cause I want to find it.
Yeah, this.
I want to get something to link up with that real quick.
All right, the Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 11 again. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of the Most High they are becoming an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise.
Yep. So this place is a snare unto the unwise. Really, that's America, because America is known as the pit. You know, there's pitfalls, there's traps, and there's snares here. All right. Yep. So that was it on that.
I can read 12.
All right, go ahead.
Wisdom Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication and the invention of them the corruption of life.
The corruption of life. And the spiritual fornication is coming in the form of their doctrine. So this was all set up to snare you, man. America is a snare. This is that web of deception that our people have gotten entangled with, man. Again, that's why you got a nigga with a red, black, and green kufi with a mixture of a sensei suit, a ninja suit. Yeah, same song. He got an unk around his neck, with a damn staff. Because you have been snared. Go ahead, huh?
Yeah, this is Rock. Please, that's the 9 and 13. Keep thee far from the man that have power to kill.
See? That's the so-called white man. Read that again.
Keep thee far from the man that have power to kill.
Yeah, our people have pleased. They come and run into this nigga. Scripture said, keep thee far from the man that have power to kill. Which is talking about the so-called white man. See, go ahead.
It says, so shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come on,
you're not gonna, in the days to come, you're not gonna doubt the fear of death. You're gonna be sure that there's a fear that comes with, the Lord said you're not gonna doubt the fear of death. Go ahead.
And if
you're not gonna be scratching your head, you're gonna be sure that you're scared. Okay, go ahead.
And if thou come unto him, make no fault. Lest he take away thy life presently.
See, read that again.
It said, and if thou come unto him.
Yeah, which that what our people did. They came unto this nigga. You can't run into this man, vote to this man, viewing this man as a refuge, as some form of relief. But the Lord said, if you come unto him, what's going to happen?
Make no fault.
Make no fault, which you already have. Error. Go ahead.
Lest he take away thy life presently.
Quick, man. See, go ahead.
Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares.
Read that again.
Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares.
And that's Babylon. The snares is these different philosophies, man. And that's why the brother read he read that this place is snares, man. All right? And that's in the form of their gods. See, really the gods that's on display here in America, it's not one, when you read Jeremiah 51, it talks about Merodach and Baal and it's different powers that you subscribe to, man. So those are different snares. It don't have to fall under the context of so-called religion. You might trust in rap game, the music industry, drug, whatever, man. But whatever amid those snares that's on display and that's made, that this devil have accommodated, if you will. He's giving you access to these outlets. All those are snares, man. There's only one way that lead to life. You got something?
I just want to add on what you were saying. What he brought out was he said idols. And just the platform American Idol give you that. Everybody that's got a platform or something to say, they say, I got an idol. I follow this guy. Well, that's a philosophy. That's a doctrine that you follow. Whether you follow Gucci Mane, Michael Jordan, or fucking LeBron James, he's an idol to you. Well, he's gonna be your follow. He's gonna be your shame.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, that's your
power.
See, they're gonna get a chip line pretty soon.
Well, that's why they're gonna use the celebrities. That's why they're gonna use them celebrities to push the chip because they know a nigga gonna follow.
That's it.
Rock Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
I got some real quick. Back y'all up. Going this the book of 1 Samuel 12 and verse 21. It says, "And turn ye not aside, then should ye go after vain things, which cannot profit nor deliver, for they are vain."
Yep.
There is nothing that can deliver but Yahweh Shai, man. All right. What's the definition of what vain was? Unprofitable. All right. And also empty. All right. Another definition for vain is empty, man. You know,
so there's no substance.
Right. No substance. Right. So going after anything other than Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, there's no substance in it. It's going to lead to death. There's no, what it said, deliverance. Read it again.
It says, "And ye turn." It says, "And turn ye not aside, for then should ye go."
Hey, that's going off of the straight path, man. Turn aside, being deceived. You know what I'm saying?
It says, "For then should ye go after vain things, which cannot profit nor deliver."
Yep. See, which cannot profit or deliver. What's the profit of us going after something that's fulfilling us, which is Yahweh Shai? Salvation, which leads to a whole lot of perks. Starting with salvation, but going after these other powers, you know, like the Ox said, LeBron James, whatever you seek to be your, your God or your power is unprofitable unto you. It's going to lead to death because it's a way of America. Anything of America going to lead to death.
It says, "For they are vain."
Yep. So they are vain. They are empty. They are unprofitable.
This is Wisdom Solomon 15:15. It says, "For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods."
Oh, it said all the idols of the heathen to be gods, man, which goes into powers. See, you don't literally, bow down to, whatever you subscribe to. It's your power. That's what you look at as your refuge. That's what you lean on. Whether it's your money, that's your God. That's your power. So let's see if that power is going to deliver you in the day of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, in the time of Jacob's trouble, to beat. Is that, huh?
Yeah. 5%.
Yo, them niggas there. Let's see what that haven't gotten you shit anyway. that already have proven the failure. Nigga selling bean pie. A nigga in a bow tie, man. Bow tie bean pie.
Corner, man.
On the corner, man, with a magazine, man. That shit haven't got. Them niggas was all up in the Million Man March, passing out shit, and it didn't come to nothing, man. It came to nothing. Go ahead,
It says, "For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods, which neither have the use of the eyes to see."
Right, which is prophecy. You can't see what's happening. Which eyes to see is very important. Get that real quick in Proverbs. See, whatever you subscribe to, like the rap game, it don't get you ready for the chip. It don't tell you, look, America gonna be destroyed.
Proverbs 1.
Oh no, Proverbs 22.
22.
Yeah. But that's wait a minute, get that too. Matter of fact, get that one too. Get Proverbs 1 and 17. Yep, you got that 22 and 3.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
It says Proverbs 22 and 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
See, that's the sight which no other source, text, idea, philosophy can develop. Only coming into this arena can develop you eyes to see. See, read that again.
Proverbs 22 and verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
Foreseeth the evil. You can't go to the Quran, any of these books, or again, whatever you subscribe to, that's going to produce the eyesight, the sight, the eyesight to foresee the evil, man. Only here in this arena. That's why we bracing ourselves for all hell to break loose, man. We're anticipating the mandate of the chip, the military of the so-called white man to be dispatched throughout America. Who gonna be the target? The Israelites. See, we already anticipating that, man. Why? Because of this word. Go ahead up.
It says, and hide of himself.
Yeah, once you see the evil coming, you hide of yourself, which comes all the way around full circle. So what? That covering, that house, man. All of you believers out there, individually, you are dwelling in the courts of the Lord. We're hidden, man, in the pavilion of Yahweh Shemel Shah, under his cover, man. See, read it again from the top.
All right. Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself.
And hideth himself. See that? Go ahead.
But the simple pass on.
See, but the simple, there's two extremes. You got the prudent, meaning the wise. They're going to see the evil, they're going to hide themselves. And what gives us that wisdom is this truth. But you're going to have a simple that's going to pass on. That's you takes, man. You simple as all hell. You just going, passing on. And then what's going to happen?
And are punished.
And are punished. There's a penalty that comes with being simple, man. So if you don't subscribe to this, which is the true light, the true bread, or in this case, the true doctrine, then you're going to die. See that? So, so now let's go back here.
Okay. What's Psalm 15:15? It says, for they counted all the idols.
Salaki, give me that 1 and 17.
This is Proverbs 1. You want to start at 15?
Yeah.
Proverbs 1 and 15. My son, walk not thou in the way of them.
That's bad. Read that again.
Proverbs 1 and 15. My son, walk not thou in the way with them.
If they were that way again, that's that doctrine, man. You walk in a certain way, man. Because see, the doctrine that you subscribe to actually affects your walk. You know?
That's it.
Hey, if you into in these rap niggas, now all of a sudden you got a strap hanging out your back pocket.
That's true.
That's true. With a bandana, you know?
That's true.
Yeah. That was the nigga told us out there, man. He told us straight up. He said, look, man, Jeezy told me, man. Yeah, but he proceeded to start spinning some Jeezy shit, man. That's come on, man. Go ahead.
It says, Proverbs 1 and 15. My son, walk not thou in the way with them, refrain thy foot from their path.
Yeah, refrain thy foot from their path. You got to constrain yourself. As good as that flat earth doctrine video said. That's what the scripture's saying, man. That's the scriptures, though. You know, if you watching YouTube, you see the related video. You watching the apostles. All of a sudden, you see some shit, a snake. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a snake, dog.
I said a woman that flattered with her lips.
This woman that flattered with her lips. That's it.
That's it.
You see the related video, that shit catch the corner of your eye.
That's true.
And it's a flat earth.
That's true.
And that shit bad. It got the sound effects. It got, Esau narrate and take simple as and get into it. That's why the scripture said, refrain it. Read that again.
It says, Proverbs 1 and 15, my son, walk not thou in the way with them, refrain thy foot from their path.
See that? Refrain, that means you got to do all you got to do. See, with us through the spirit, we convinced. We ain't got to refrain. You think I'm going to be like, damn, man, I need to watch that more video. No, fuck out of here, man. What these Moors talking about, man? No, man, but for those of you who are not stable and rooted and grounded in your house shop, it would behoove you to not even entertain that shit. That was the Lord said, refrain yourself from that. And we got dudes like that who was following us, and they started teaching the flat earth, man. That means they come refrain it. So they saw a related video. The shit had a bad thumbnail. They went into it, and they going into some shit probably like they played it. The music in the background. They show a date in 1600. Scientists. Nigga like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden they present that to you. Man, if you stand outside your door and if you look, you're going to see, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, refrain thy foot from their path, for their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird.
Right, the net is set in vain in the sight of any bird. So what contributes to that net, which that net symbolizes a trap, man? Why is it set in vain? Because of the sight of that bird. So we have been given sight here. Go ahead.
It says, verse 18, and they lay wait for their own blood. They lay privily for their own lives.
All right, so now let's go back here.
God, this is Wisdom Solomon 15:15. For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods, which neither have the use of the eyes to see.
See, so that they don't have the use of the eyes to see. These different ideas and philosophies, they don't put you up on game, man, concerning what's to come. They don't have foresight, man. What this word gives you, right? Go ahead.
Nor noses to draw breath,
meaning to where it goes into life, and that nose goes into discernment too. You discern somebody with your nose, so we have the discernment to draw life. Oh, that goes into sweet savor. What?
It said, nor ears to hear.
Yep, no ears to hear.
Nor fingers of hands.
You can't develop hearing with these different. This contributes to your dumbness. Scriptures say that the ears is heavy. What you think contribute to that? Why you think our people don't listen to us? Because they into some more shit. Their ears are heavy because whatever God they subscribe to. And mainly Christianity, you try to talk to a Christian, man, they'll start singing a hymn or something. No order, you know what I mean? They start singing over you. Singing an old church hymn. Go ahead.
It said, no, It says, nor fingers of hands to handle. And as for their feet, they are slow to go.
See? Meaning that God is not going to save you. Here it is, you in dire straits. They're not going to come to your rescue. See? Go ahead.
It says, for a man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them.
Ooh, hey, that's bad. You borrowed, you don't even own your own spirit, man. Yeah, you setting up a God. Oh, yeah, you remember you had the little Edomite to come up to the camp.
Oh, yeah.
This nigga could tell you what happened 250 million years ago, but he can't tell you, you know. He can't tell you the necessities. How can we cure a certain disease? But you know what happened 250 million years ago, man.
Yeah.
That's the same with these guys. They produce things they want you to believe in and trust in, but they don't even control their own life. Yeah. These motherfuckers putting their stock in the bite, and this nigga can die. You know? See that? Read it again, huh?
It said, for man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them, but no man can make a God like unto himself.
Yeah, meaning you can't create yourself. Because you, hey man, it's nothing like even the airplanes and cars, man, they don't even match up to the body, man. Even though they can fly and they can drive, so but they don't have, they're not set up as complicated, if you will, intricate as the human body.
Hey, a car can't recycle its own gas. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? A car can't wash itself. I mean, just simple thing, just like the body. You know what I'm saying? The stomach replenishes itself. I forget the exact date.
2 days.
2 days.
You have a lining
on your stomach.
A lining over your stomach.
You know, comebacks.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Oil pan can't do that. You know what I mean?
That's a good point too. Like you saying, like your blood.
Yeah.
Where your blood come from?
Right.
That blood keep recycling. It's just like the earth. Like these rivers, they run. You wonder where the rivers go. They don't never run out. That's how the body is. The blood just, the heart keep pumping it and it go. It's not filling up too much.
Overflowing. None of that.
It's not filled.
The earth is not filled. Yep. Let's serve the Lord out there, man. You can't, a car, that pales in comparison to the body, man. That's why the Lord said, who can make a God like unto himself? See that?
That's it.
Whatever you come up with can't even trump the body. And to show you how bad the Lord is, the Lord gonna pretty much scrap this body. Yeah. Scrap this body, give you a new body, man. Come on, man. Go ahead, huh?
That was it on there.
It's like
This is Wisdom Solomon 13:1. Surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of the Most High.
Yeah, and that's dealing with Esau. I think there's is that Psalms 10? 14 with the fool upset in his heart.
14.
14.
Yep.
That's who that's talking about. That's talking about Esau. Read that again.
It says, Wisdom of Solomon 13:1. Surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of the Most High.
See, so the so-called white man is really ignorant of the Most High. Now, that trickles down to our people too. Why? Because the Lord pretty much have deprived you of that wisdom. Isaiah the 6th chapter, the Lord blinded you.
That's right.
But in the kingdom, you're going to know your power, man. But Esau will always be ignorant of the Most High, man. That's why Genesis, the 4th chapter, it says, and from my face thou shalt be hid.
Right.
Right. You're going to always be ignorant of the Most High, you dumb.
Right.
See, man?
It says,
that's why they got the Big Bang thing. That's why that little Edomite man, he kept, Benjamin Button and shit. That motherfucker really was 42 years old and shit, man.
It says, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is. Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the work master, but deemed either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars or the violent water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world.
And that's what they do. They worship the creation above the creator. Start with the so-called white man. That's why they pretty much saying that a ball of gas is is the creator. The Big Bang Theory. It was a ball of gas by the size of a pool, an 8-ball pool ball, and the shit exploded one day.
Magic 8-ball.
Yeah. Well, hold up. Like you would have asked that Edomite that shit last night, he would have had an answer to it too. You would have asked him, well, where did the ball come from? And he would have said, that's dealing with science, X, some crazy shit, man. Go ahead.
Continuing on, Wisdom Psalm 13:3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty hath created them.
Right. So our Lord has created the very thing that you worship, man. Okay? Which you should be worshiping the creator himself, which is Yahweh Shemel. Go ahead. You got more?
Verse 4. But if they were astonished at their power and virtue, let them understand by them how much mightier is he that made them.
But Esau. Like Esau, this man got this intricate system. You got power lines. You got this money system. Everybody got a damn ID. They got this monetary system set up where you can order food and. Well, the Lord said, I set that up, man. You should be worshiping me, man. Read that part again.
That's what he said. That's bad. Verse 4, Wisdom Psalm 13:4. But if they were astonished at their power.
See, you're astonished at the power of Esau, his military, his tanks. Go ahead.
Let them understand by them how much mightier is he that made them.
See, come on. So how much more is how about some outside? You worship Esau.
That's it.
Oh, well, the scriptures even say that concerning Leviathan.
Right.
The Lord said he's the king of beasts. Well, how much more me? You should fear me. See, go ahead. Huh?
Yeah, this Romans 1:25. It said, who changes the truth of the Most High to a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator.
Yeah. See, the creature goes into the creation. You worship in the creation, which to worship. See, again, to worship Esau doesn't mean you bow down. You worship, you cleave to his system. Right. You trust in it. That goes back to Revelation, the 13th chapter. The beast in his image, who worship the beast in his image. So you worshiping something that was created. This system, the so-called white man, this is a creation of the Lord. You should worship the one who created that, man. But here it is, these niggas putting their trust in that, not knowing it's a power that got the deactivating button on them niggas. Go ahead, huh?
It says, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator who is blessed forever. Come on.
Okay. Anybody else got something? Hey, you pulled out the last article, didn't you?
Yeah, I got none.
Okay, let's get this real quick. We're ready to close up.
Okay, so this is from box.com. Should people of color get access to the COVID-19 vaccine before others?
Yeah. See that? So this is this guy's Biden thing. Matter of fact, Biden, which we brought out, Biden is pushing the issue on this COVID-19 shit, man. That crazy motherfucker, man. Now put two and two together. You mean tell me you want this motherfucker who he ain't even got the he not even got the integrity, the decorum, shall I say, to control himself around these people, man. In front of goddamn, you got all these people. Yeah, you at the podium, cameras sniffing motherfuckers' hair, man.
Creepy Joe.
Tell me, this motherfucker here ain't finna come after you, man. I'm trying to tell you. Creepy Joe finna come at you, man. Go ahead.
It says, by now we all know that the COVID-19 is not an equal opportunity killer. Black, Latino, and indigenous people are getting the disease more often and suffering more severe outcomes than white Americans.
According to who, man?
That's it.
I haven't seen one motherfucker with the corona, die. Now the jakes that they said had it, they still alive. Was it? It wasn't Charles Barkley. No, we was praying that Charles Barkley got it, man.
I hope he actually.
I hope he actually got it, But what's the other motherfuckers? Ivory, what's the nigga?
Egypt Elba,
that nigga. And, they had it. The rapper. Kevin Durant had it. This nigga still alive, man.
Scarface.
Scarface.
Slim Thug.
Yeah, that nigga, man. Nigga sitting in the Tahoe rolling the blunt. Man, I got the corona. Fucking nigga, man.
Keep your mask on like I got mine. What you doing out there?
Yeah.
No, the boss hog.
Who else?
That nigga had who that?
The Rock had it.
The Rock?
Oh, The Rock?
Oh, yeah. The Rock came out and said it. He said him and his two daughters had it.
Y'all don't know if y'all remember the old football nigga Trent Richardson. Y'all remember?
Yeah.
He had it.
Goddamn.
Yeah, he had it. Yeah. They said him and his family, he played for Bama. So him and his family, they all had it. Real talk, man. You can go to Moving Public. The thumbnail, this nigga on Real Talk. This nigga on the podium with a mask. You know what I mean? He ran out of money. Yeah.
They made him an offer.
Yep.
That's what they did. That's true.
Yeah, he the face of the coronavirus. You know what I mean? He endorsed,
urban face.
That's his new endorsement deal.
The urban face of
At conventions and shit. You know what I mean? And here's Trent Richardson. Hi. I'm a survivor of the corona. You know what I mean?
It says those most glaring statistics, 1 in 1,000 Black Americans.
Fuck out of that. So who?
Yeah.
You got a motherfucker, in the clipboard. Yeah, come on, man. That's just the desperation of Esau right there.
It said 1 in 1,000 Black Americans have already died in this pandemic.
Come on, man. Why we don't know one motherfucker, man?
Yeah. You should come from one nigga.
Yeah, man.
John.
And you ain't even got a celebrity that did that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, out of all them motherfuckers.
It said in the U.S., Black residents have been dying at twice the rate of white Americans.
Hey, did you get that? It said Black Latino.
Yeah, God, you want to read that again?
Yeah, you already read the Salaki.
God, I read it again. All right, it says, by now, we all know that the COVID-19 is not an equal opportunity killer. Black, Latino, and indigenous people.
It said Black, Latino, and indigenous. That's Native American.
So the coronavirus is biased.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How the fuck we linked up with
You know what I'm
Moab?
saying?
How we linked up with Moab?
Ain't nobody talking about Moab no more.
Yeah.
It started out, remember they had the footage? Well, yeah, Moab passing out and shit at the bus station and shit.
Moab was testing
man.
door handles and shit.
Yeah, man. It was one, remember the one with the ambulance, it was the ambulance got passed out. He came to another motherfucker with the coronavirus. I would say he just fell back. Real talk, y'all remember that shit, man? The coronavirus was sweeping through Moab, but now all of a sudden Jake got it, man. It just jumped from Moab to Jake. They don't even talk about Moab. They said Black, Latinos, and indigenous.
Yeah.
Moab started the shit. Fuck him, man.
You should look for patient zero, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
Patient Zero, I'm talking about.
That's right. That's right.
Pat Morita, you know
what I mean?
Karate Sensei, man. That's what you should have went to, man. Sensei.
One from soup. One from soup. Sensei, one from soup.
Yep. See?
He said black Latino.
You're gonna see the so-called white man enemy, man. That man going above and beyond the call of duty to get your ass, man. Going through any length. This man has came up with this shit. That motherfucker trying to kill you. Motherfucker come up with all this shit. Yeah, this motherfucker want you, man. Want you, man. Go ahead.
It said black, Latino, and indigenous people are getting the disease more often and suffering more severe outcomes than white Americans.
Says who, man? What's the difference? Fuck out of here. But y'all made us think that everything, it wasn't about cut everybody together. Oh, and another thing, why you so concerned about, it says 1 out of 1, go into that part again.
It says the most glaring statistic, 1 in 1,000 black Americans.
Well, hold up, why didn't you didn't give a fuck when it was a gang, when it was Crips and Bloods? 1 out of every nigga getting killed. You ain't say shit about that. Now all of a sudden it's a disease. You care about Israel, man. You want to save Israel. Go ahead.
It said 1 in 1,000 black Americans have already died in this pandemic. In the U.S., black residents have been dying at twice the rate of white Americans.
Man, ain't nobody died, man.
But we the minority.
Yeah.
This is what y'all say. We the minority.
Yeah, kind.
Man.
Then the coronavirus, man, that shit is equivalent to a running nose, man. if you just want to put it in the, come on, man.
Ben Jones got them.
That's why he crying.
He crying. You got
That nigga got it, man. That nigga was sniffling, yeah, man.
Hell no.
Go ahead,
He said there is nothing about being black, and it's like in and out of itself that makes people more biologically susceptible to COVID-19. Instead, the disproportionate impact.
What about diabetes, all that shit? Why you ain't worried about that, man? Go ahead,
It says instead the disproportionate impact is due to an accumulation of factors from centuries of systematic racism.
What the fuck?
That's
a motherfucker. That's a form of the Lord taking the wisdom from the team. The Lord taking that shit don't make no sense, man. Esau just throwing anything out there, man.
It said discriminatory housing policies like redlining have made it harder to maintain social distance.
Oh, we gotta be careful with that soldier.
SD.
Yeah, SD.
Unequal education and job opportunities have compelled people to take a higher risk work. Worse health care access has bred more underlying medical conditions.
Fuck out of here.
Man, they ain't got shit to do with why motherfuckers.
Yeah, man, they ain't got nothing to do with them numbers, man. You know what I mean? Because first and foremost, we know that your medication ain't shit, that ain't real. It'll kill you. So you talking about some less health care access. Hey, if you're not in the medical world, because our people, you open up their medicine cabinet, there's pill bottles all over the place, man. That shit killing you, man. You know?
I'm gonna jump down. It said
but they saying this contributes to you getting the coronavirus. Go ahead.
It said there's definitely a strong ethical and epidemiological argument for it. We've got a moral duty to redress injustice, plus a public health duty to prevent as much death as possible.
Yeah, so they're saying that's wrong, man.
Yeah.
You so-called black Latino man, you're not getting the proper medical attention. We're not gonna stand for this. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna give you this vaccine, man. We're gonna save you. Gonna get
What if I just want to be sick? Well, I don't want to be in America no more. Let me just be sick. It says plus a public health duty to prevent as much death as possible. And since people of color are dying at higher rates,
get the fuck out of here, man.
Maybe they should be at the front of the line for the vaccine.
Come on, man. Come on, you see this shit?
Right.
This shit wild. That shit crazy. Hey, give me Jeremiah 51, man. See, right now, we able to see through the bullshit. See, you got Jakes out there to read this. That nigga who, he might have more of mind, if you will. He's a dwarf among midgets, if you will. Amongst Jake. He'll read this same article, though, and he'll say, damn, man, you gotta get that's deep. That's deep. You gotta get the vaccine. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was telling nigga in the Bible, so see, we're vulnerable people. Fuck out of here, man. We most susceptible to disease.
We love get their foot cut off.
We gotta be the front line, man. We gotta be in the front.
I encourage you to be able to take your trip, you know what I mean? But see, we could read that article and see through the bullshit. Why? Well, we're gonna get the prophecy on it. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 50:2. It said, declare ye among the nations and publish.
Oh, it's not that what we doing? We publishing, right? And what we publishing? Go ahead.
And set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say. Babylon.
The scriptures say, so we speaking the words of Yahweh outside. The Lord says, say what?
Babylon is taken.
Babylon is taken. This place is already finished. Go ahead.
Baal is confounded.
Baal is confounded. Meaning witchcraft. These deities is confounded. And how do we know it's confounded? Because we looking through the bullshit. See? We can see through it. Hey, and that's a report you get back. You know, if you send a spy or you send soldiers, then they give you the report. Hey, this place confounded, you know? It's taken. We got it. Go ahead.
Merodach is broken in pieces.
Merodach is broken in pieces. Go ahead.
Her idols are confounded.
Her idols are confounded. See, go ahead.
Her images.
Her what?
Her images.
Yeah, when you look at her TVs, the news, her images. And what we just reading right here in this article, her images is what?
Her images are broken in pieces.
Are broken in pieces, man. So we can see through it. Her images, it was a time when her images would confound. Is not the media part of the witchcraft? So they'll give you statistics, they'll give you images in a simple Jake, they'll look at it and say, oh man, they'll be taken by it. But see, now the Lord have given us the spirit to see through that bullshit, man. So everything that she pushed, America pushed, is being confounded. And this is one last desperate plea, okay, which goes back to the birthright. You got to remember, Genesis the 27th chapter, this nigga wept bitterly. He cried out, Father, there one more. You blaming, you roundabout way trying to blame Isaac because there's no more. Is there one but one more? You don't have any more, nigga. But see, that show you the lengths Esau go, man. You know? Self-centered, right? Here it is, this nigga that reigned, ruled more than anybody. The Lord showed mercy to him, if you will, all right? Well, I'm gonna say gave him a consolation by letting him come back into power. After this man fell, the Lord put the spirit on the resilient spirit to rebuild, man. Okay, the Lord gave you the fatness of the earth, the door of heaven, but now it's time for you to give it up. And you don't want to get, matter of fact, let's get that up. And give me Joel 9:24. Anybody got something?
Yeah,
go ahead.
It's on Genesis 27 in verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
See, and by thy sword thou shalt live. That's why, what was the first reaction to Trump? They're going to get the military to send the vaccinations. Why had to be that? Because by your sword you shall live. Biden coming out saying he's going to send forth the task force. Now you look up the definition for that word task force, it means armed forces. Armed forces. See, go ahead.
Gun. It says, and shalt serve
thy
brother.
Sword. See, go ahead.
It says, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion.
And that's the time we're in now. He had the dominion. Go ahead.
Thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
And that ultimately happened, before he was, where we at now. When he came out of that obscurity, he broke that yoke. So now he had a dominion. That's the time we in with this devil out of dominion. And what he gonna do with his dominion, his power? He's gonna flex his muscle, man. Which is his muscle in this case would be the sword. All right, so give me what you got. Matter of fact, give me that Job 9:24 first.
Job 9:24, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right, so who is the wicked? The so-called white man. So the earth has been given into your hand. All right? You cried out like a little bitch asking for, is there any other blessing? And I just said, what should I do for you? And he said, bless me also, you know what I mean? And I said, okay, I'm going to give you the world, nigga. I'm going to give you the rulership at this time. That's what we read. Read it again.
Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
See, into the hand of the wicked. So the so-called white man is in power. Go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right. So the Lord gave Esau the world in his hand. That's where we at now. But it was a consolation prize because the inheritance goes to who? Israel. So now the Lord's saying, look, it's time for you to give it up. And what this nigga doing? He's holding fast. He don't want to give it up. And that's what we better read right here. Go ahead.
This Ecclesiastes Sirach 4:31. Let not thy hand be stretched out to receive.
And did not this nigga have his hand stretched out to receive the world? When he was crying out to Isaac, he was saying, do you have one more? And it's not like he said, no, I don't want it. When Isaac said, I'm going to give you the earth, the fatness of the earth, that nigga had his hand stretched out. That's why we read in Job 9:24, the earth was given into his hand. See, go ahead.
It said, let not thy hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when thou shouldest repay.
So now it's time for you to give it up. It's time for you to pay for everything you have done. You don't want to be held accountable, man. And you want to hold on to the rules, but no, that's not going to happen, man. And what happens when somebody, I'm trying to get my ball back from you, and you eventually it's going to get violent. I'm going to grab you and flip you, you know, when you should have just gave it up, man. All right, so anybody else got something? And so with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the brothers laboring in his work. And as always, you believe it's the Akim as well as the Aqua that subscribe to this truth as well. To the next time, Shalom.
Shalom. DTA of Bible.
You don't see my eyes.
Hold on for a minute.